Howdy, how's it going, everybody? Josh Lopez here on a Monday. It's 4:30 p.m. Central Time, which makes it 5:30 on the East Coast. We're just about 2 hours and a half away from Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is in Oklahoma City, the home of my idol, good old JR, Jim Ross. Guys, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe, comment below. Add any comments, soliloquies, anything you want to talk about in the world of professional wrestling. I am Josh Lopez. I'm the host of the Josh Lopez Wrestling Podcast, in which you can see here on this channel. It goes live every Wednesdays with me and my good brother Adam Daly. Just like last week, coming back here, do another wrestling preview show with you guys. And before we go to Monday Night Raw and enjoy the night, this is my little gift to you, as since I don't get to do the play-by-play articles for Raw on WrestleZone. So this is my only way to broadcast to you guys. So going forward, starting this month, since it is the first Raw of June, and going forward, I am no longer going to do live tweeting during Raw. I've had it up to here with the constant moaning and bitching and complaining that goes on with the show every single week. I know as much as anybody that this show is not perfect. I know Raw is not always great. It's not as big as it used to be, but I try to reel back into the fan of who I am. Yes, I am a professional broadcaster. Yes, I'm part of the wrestling media, but at the same time, I still like to be like a fan. And Monday Night Raw is the first wrestling show I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've been a fan of it ever since 1997. So, yeah, it's 2016. It's not as big as it used to be, but for 19 years, I've been a wrestling fan. I've been watching Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to remain that fan. And maybe you guys should try that too. Maybe you guys will enjoy, you guys maybe enjoyed the show more. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the 5-point preview that they have here for Raw. I'll give you my thoughts on what I would like to see on the show. Just comment below. Give me your thoughts of what you would like to see on the show. And maybe we can talk about it later on. If you guys send me questions at WC Josh Lopez CC on the screen, I'll be more than happy to help you out with your wrestling needs. So maybe that would be the only way I'll tweet tonight. So if you guys reach out to me and tell me you guys like the video, so this is for you guys. Like I said, I made a promise earlier this year I was going to do more videos and more effort into putting this YouTube channel, because I put a lot of work in what I do, and I feel that my work is kind of not underappreciated, but it's unnoticed, and I have to change that. And it's for you, the wrestling fans, that deserve somebody with a genuine opinion. I always say I'm the Switzerland of wrestling talk, so I'm not just pro WWE. I'm not anti this or anti that. I'm just fair in the middle. Not fair to middling, but I'm fair. Anyways, like I said, Raw tonight is in Oklahoma. The first point, the 5-point preview is, does John Cena belong in the new era? And this is what it says in the article. John Cena entered a new era last week with the fire and passion that we've come to expect from the 15-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Unfortunately, that flame was quickly snuffed out by the club, who realized the face that runs the place in a sickening and disrespectful attack. The assault precipitated a bout between Cena and Styles that will transpire on June 19th at Money in the Bank. Reunited after their apparent rift, Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson seem stronger than ever in their quest to rule WWE's new era. However, there's no way the returning Cena would allow the club's actions to go unanswered this Monday night. 2 weeks before Cena and Styles meet in a never-before-seen dream match, the Phenomenal One and his crew might just learn what hustle, loyalty, and respect is all about. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock over the last couple of weeks, John Cena has made his return, and with a bang, because we have John Cena versus AJ Styles for the first time ever at Money in the Bank. I can't tell you how excited I am to cover this show on June 19th. So far, we got Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is back. You got Rusev versus Titus O'Neil. You got the Money in the Bank match. You have this match here, and a lot of good other stuff to fill out the rest of the card. And I couldn't be happier about this. You know, this has been a dream match. Strike with the iron's hot. I think AJ's run is a good guy, kind of ran its course, at least from my point of view. Yeah, you could done more babyface stuff, but I don't know. It's kind of odd because like Gallows and Anderson kicked AJ out of the Bullet Club earlier this year before they came to the WWE, and then now they're back together. They've had a couple on and off bickering back and forth with each other, but hey, it's not like these guys. It's not like the company is not acknowledging what these guys in the past. If that was the case, then why is it every time since AJ's appeared in the Rumble, he's gone from here to here to here to here to here? Okay, I get it. He lost to Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. He lost his matches with Roman Reigns. But to say AJ Styles never won a match in WWE is nonsense. This guy has been in multiple main events of Raw and SmackDown, and he main evented the last 2 pay-per-views. So this narrative about a TNA guy never giving the opportunity to succeed because, oh, he was in TNA, look where this guy's at. And look at his. I don't need to speak for AJ Styles. His performances in the last 2 pay-per-views speaks for itself for how good this guy is, not only as a in-ring performer, but just his overall presentation. AJ Styles deserves the phenomenal gimmick. His work speaks for itself. I don't need to put him over. You guys don't need to put him over. We don't need to go on a petition to show WWE how good AJ Styles is. If they didn't think he was good, why would they put him against John Cena when he came back? Like I said, I'm really, really excited for this feud. I'm really excited for the matches that we can see. Do I see this feud becoming a 3-month thing where it goes to SummerSlam? Maybe. But my thing is like when you look at the brass tacks of this, while AJ's lost a couple feuds here and there, it's not like the guy is treated like a jabroni. You know what I mean? This guy has had 5-star matches after 5-star matches and countless opportunities to be in the main event slot for most of these TV shows. I don't remember Booker T getting this much TV time when he came to WWE in the Attitude Era. Jericho did not get this spotlight. I mean, and plus we have to be grateful for what we have while we have it. I mean, look at Daniel Bryan, for God's sakes, man. The guy had the perfect moment at WrestleMania 30, and then what happened for the rest of his career? He had a fluke IC title win in the ladder match, and then a year and a half he was just out with injuries the entire time. You got to be grateful for what you have while you have it. It's cool to see this guy in WWE. There's so many other feuds and matches that we have yet to see from this guy, and everybody's so boggled down about this old narrative that's perceived about the WWE with how they handle people outside the company. It's ridiculous. I mean, look at John Cena, and it's really fitting because John Cena has had a great run at Money in the Bank pay-per-views. If you disagree with me, I mean, look at it. He's a former Money in the Bank winner. He had an awesome match with Mark Henry in 2013. He won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in 2014. Last year, he had an awesome match with Kevin Owens in the middle of their great rivalry. You also had the infamous one in 2011, which I got to be fortunate enough to be in the building for, John Cena for CM Punk. This guy, when it comes to the pay-per-view, has been definitely Money in the Bank. Now, there's people that love him and hate him. I've said in countless times I'm not in love with the character, but I have a lot of respect for what the guy does in the ring. I mean, that's why we watch, right? For what goes on in the ring. But, you know, the guy has passion for the business. This guy has sacrificed so much of his time and his body for us. And I think people take John Cena for granted, even if you love the character or not. I mean, it's irrelevant. I mean, when you really look at the brass tacks of what wrestling is, it's really subjective. So we could get on our soapbox and whine and moan about how a certain guy should be presented and this and that. But at the end of the day, if they're making money and they're enjoying their time and they get to provide food on their family's table or girlfriend or whatever scenario they're in, then good for them. I mean, that's the point. People forget that wrestling is a business. And I'm sure AJ Styles is having a blast right now getting to perform in these big spotlights instead of wasting his time in Florida with TNA, where he's barely getting any attention. He's not even the face of the company, and the guy is treated like a jabroni. Like, why would you rather have AJ Styles in TNA right now, winning a bunch of matches that are not going to have any relevant of change to the overall structure of what TNA is? Or have this guy in the spotlight? Yeah, he may lose some matches here and there, but he's a big star. WWE's not saying that AJ Styles is not a big star. I don't know, guys. I say this a lot on my podcast, but you got to pick your hill to die on at the end of the day when it comes to this wrestling stuff. Maybe it's just me. I'm not like a lot of people from my generation. I don't lose sleep over stuff I have no control over, to be honest with you, especially when it comes to this wrestling stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm different, but it's up to you guys. Number 2 point here, as we're talking about Raw preview, please like the video and subscribe. I'm going to do this each Monday before Raw comes on. This is a little gift to me and you guys since I don't get to do the articles on Monday nights. So a little work won't kill anybody. So it's always fun to do this on a Monday. By the way, I know it's kind of odd, you know, over the years we talk about Monday Night Raw is one of a lot of people's favorite shows, but it's kind of puts itself in a box in a way because like you watch Monday Night Raw, but at the same time, like it's kind of weird. Like you can have a great weekend, right? You can either deal with traffic, you can deal with an annoying boss at work or something, and it just ruins your whole mood. So sometimes I feel like Raw is in like a lose-lose situation where like, yeah, you're excited to see wrestling, but you're burnt out from work. You have to deal with kids. You got to deal with this. You got to deal with that. And yeah, I get the show's 3 hours. Some people can handle it. Some people can't. But I don't know. I think the great thing about wrestling is that it is entertainment. It's an escape from reality. It's a form of entertainment where you can enjoy watching what you love to watch. And it's kind of sucks when you just bring your real life issues or anger towards a form of entertainment that's supposed to make you happy. So I don't know. Maybe that's something a lot of people are super angry 24/7 mindsets with that, I guess. I don't know. But what I do know is we got Raw tonight at the Chesapeake Energy Arena in good old Oklahoma with some good old JR's barbecue sauce. Coming up next year, we have Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Everything going on with Natalya, Dana Brooke. Now, here's the thing. Would you guys rather have Charlotte defend the women's championship every pay-per-view, or would you like something in between where I'm going to pitch this to you guys where you have Charlotte and Dana versus Natty and Becky? Because I can see something like that happening, and then maybe have Becky, Natty, and Charlotte at Battleground, 3-way match. Or you could do that tournament that was rumored about, possible women's tournament to crown the number 1 contender for SummerSlam, which I think would be really cool. It'd be a nice piece if they put it on the network, but I feel like if you could do something like this where you have Charlotte and Dana versus Natty and Becky, at least for this month, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I know it'd be a good match. It makes sense. You got Dana, who's a henchman, kind of like the Arn Anderson to Charlotte's Ric Flair, and then now you have you have Natty, who's been fighting off Rick and Charlotte for the past 3 months. And then you got to deal with Becky, who's been dealing with Charlotte and Rick for countless months. So I think there's a good scenario here. The partners and the clash of the storyline makes sense. A 1-month thing, a tag team women's match, I'm fine with that. To me, you don't need Charlotte to defend the title every month unless it's meaningful. If you're just gonna have countless rematches where you just have the same ending over and over and over again, it just doesn't do anything for her. So I'm interested in what they're going to do tonight. I could probably see maybe Becky Lynch versus Dana Brooke tonight, something like that. Or who knows, maybe we get that tag team match tonight. Sometimes I come up with these scenarios for Raw matches and they happen tonight instead of at the pay-per-view. So we'll see what happens. The Roman Reigns Seth Rollins thing, I know that got a lot of controversy last week. I will say this though, and I got to thank my good friend Adam Daly for bringing this up because it really brought things back to perspective. I remember being really excited when Chris Jericho came back to the company in 2012, right? And everybody's talking about it's the end of the world, it's all this, and everybody's excited to see him. He comes out and he doesn't talk for 3 weeks. Not one peep. He goes radio silent. He's like egging the crowd to like cheer him on, and then he walks away. The second week, he's in a match. He does some moves, walks away. No talking either that week as well. The third week was the Royal Rumble. He lost to Sheamus. No talking there. Now here we are, week 4, the Raw after the Rumble. It's Jericho in the ring, and he's going crazy, like super Nick Bockwinkel mode, where the big words and calling you a parasite and a hypocrite, and I don't think he's calling people stupid idiots yet, but you get where I'm coming from with how Jericho is going after the fans. And you know, the little things go over people's heads a lot, especially when it comes to these Monday Night Raw shows. And when you see what happened last week with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, at first I was like, okay, I enjoyed Roman's promo last week. I really did. It was brief to the point. He said what he needed to say as far as why he felt like he needs to prove himself against Seth Rollins, and the way Seth Rollins has kind of been a hindrance to his career ever since he became a solo guy. They have the history with the Shield, all that good stuff. I did disagree with how Rollins did not speak at first. While I was watching the show, I did disagree with that. I agree with you guys. Then just looking back at it, and you go to how Jericho was the heel, and he didn't say one word. Not one word. And yet people they bought in to Jericho being that heel. Rollins is a bad guy. So, okay, big deal. Rollins doesn't talk for 2 weeks. I really think when you look at what happened last week, I really think the week before that, where Rollins cut the promo about how the fans were saying he was the worst champion of all time and that he didn't deserve to be the title, and you guys were a bunch of phonies, wanted to be concerned about me and all this stuff when I got my surgery and all that crap. And he made a good point. Everything he said in that promo after Extreme Rules made sense as far as why he's back, what's his goals to getting the title back he never lost, and 3, whether you guys should agree with him or not. And I think Seth Rollins needed what he needed to say. Everything he said in that promo, you could put in that video package before that match happens at Money in the Bank. Rollins does not need to speak another word. He's the architect for a reason. He does not need to talk. He doesn't. Heat is heat, and I think people forget that a lot. Silence speaks volumes. The guy is a mind game type of guy. And when you look at Seth Rollins and what he does as a heel, bad guy, or whatever you want to call it, he plays mind games with people. And I think Seth Rollins can pull that off with like how Jericho did it. He doesn't have to talk to Money in the Bank. He already said, I'm here. I'm here to get the title I never lost. And Roman Reigns, I'll see you in Vegas. Yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. I don't expect him to go up and down the ramp 5 times like he did last week. I'd like to see something a little bit different. But who knows? Maybe Rollins does talk tonight. Who knows? But there is intrigue. And I've said this ever since I started the podcast here on YouTube. The whole thing about Roman Reigns and the controversy that comes with all his feuds and all this stuff really goes back to him getting a reaction. And in wrestling, it's about the reaction. I don't care if you hate the guy. I don't care if you love the guy. He says it to yourself every single week. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. I love what he does in the ring. I think his promos are a little bit left to be desired, but I love what he does in the ring. He's a very good in-ring performer. So the chance of you can't wrestle and you still suck stuff is ridiculous. It really is. But with every feud with Roman Reigns, especially with this one with Seth Rollins, always gets a big amount of controversy and speculation and talk and visceral reactions, whether it's on Twitter or it's on Taz's show or he wants to whine and moan about gray area in wrestling because he can't evolve since 2016. Look, it has to evolve. The guy is a gray area. Any show you like, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, whatever. There's gray area guys. Hell, I remember a couple of shows I used to watch on Walking Dead with my friend Carlos a few years ago. That guy Rick, that guy's a gray area guy. He's not always Mr. 90 nice all the time. He's not pandering to people. He has to do what he has to do to survive and help his son and provide for his family and stuff. The guy's not an angel, and neither is Roman Reigns. So the constant visual reaction towards this guy and his feuds is it's doing him a service. It's not hindering his progress. I really think when you look at this feud with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, I really hope this works out because the last 2 times they tried to do this, Reigns had a hernia injury. He was out for like 4 months, and then last year at Survivor Series, of course Rollins tore his ACL and he was out for 8 months. So, hoping the lightning strikes here for number 3. Hopefully, this feud happens. We are 2 weeks away from Money in the Bank. We are 13 days away from Money in the Bank. And I'm really excited to see what they do tonight with that feud. I'm just excited in general for Money in the Bank. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. And I think a lot of stuff last week, you could call it filler. You could call it whatever you want. But I felt a lot of things last week went over people's head because they were too concerned about the holiday. And they were too worried about the NBA Finals. Hey, you know the great thing about modern technology today is we have DVRs. You could watch Raw whenever you want. If you watched it last week live and you wanted to watch the NBA Finals, it's your fault that you watched Raw live. If you have your priorities on something else instead of what was supposed to go happen, then that's on you. That's not on the company. I didn't think the show was great. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was good. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was okay. I think it set some things up on the table for Money in the Bank. And again, I had to reiterate to you guys, not every single week when you watch a show wrestling-wise, it's going to be like WrestleMania worthy, go-home show worthy. I'm sorry, guys. When you have a 4 to 5 week pay-per-view built to a certain pay-per-view, you're going to have shows like what you had last week. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. I'm not saying that they couldn't strive for better or they could have put more effort to the show. I'm not saying that. But when it comes to build towards these pay-per-views, you're going to have those in-between shows that happens. It's just the way it is. And maybe you agree or disagree, but that's my point of view on it. Just a couple more things before we head out here. Of course, we got the Money in the Bank ladder match. So far, we got Dean Ambrose, Alberto Del Rio, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho. Last week, they did a 6-man tag team match. Tonight, I would do a little bit different on Monday Night Raw. So, I'm going to role reversal this so you guys can understand what I'm going to do here. This is what I would do on Monday Night Raw tonight. We have 6 guys that are in the Money in the Bank match. Okay? Now, they're trying to show everybody who could be the favorite heading towards their match. They're trying to gain momentum towards the pay-per-view. I would do Sami Zayn versus Alberto Del Rio tonight. Okay? I would do Jericho versus Cesaro. And then I would do Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. Something like that. You got Zayn and Del Rio Cesaro, Jericho, and then Ambrose, Kevin Owens. You do something like that. Now, there's speculation about who the seventh guy is going to be. I don't even know if they are going to be having a seventh guy at this point, but we'll see what happens. Maybe this is a perfect opportunity for somebody like Bray Wyatt to come back. Maybe we'll see. But if it was me tonight, I would do Owens, Ambrose, Zayn, Del Rio, and then Cesaro versus Jericho. 3 matches would all be good matches. You spread out through all the 3 hours. You could have Zayn and Del Rio the first hour. You could have Owens, Ambrose in the second hour. Then you could have Jericho and Cesaro in the third hour. So there's just some ideas. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. I'm just coming from a point of view that I'm trying to be more objective and just trying to bring a different perspective to things. One thing I do hope that happens tonight, we get to see Titus O'Neil in the match. Now, he's been coming after Rusev for these past couple weeks after Rusev's been squashing everybody and trying to make the save, but there's always a stare-off. I want either one or two things to happen tonight to make this feud interesting. Either one, Titus has a match that makes him look really, really good, or secondly, these guys get into a brawl. I think tonight is a very important night for Titus O'Neil, and to make this feud more interesting, heading towards Money in the Bank, I really think you really need to get not the rocket boosters, but get this guy going, see what he's going to do, see what happens. I think tonight also is important to solidify what other matches in the rest of the card is going to be. So I think tonight would be a good telling of what that's going to be. But overall, I'm looking forward to Raw tonight. I'm staying off of social media. I'm really done with the Monday Night Bitch Fest. I really am. I'm just tired of the same stuff week after week after week of moaning and whining and complaining week after week after week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Raw preview. A little longer than I originally planned it, but hey, it was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I apologize to the fans for the birds in the background. That's out of my control, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And with that said, I'm Josh Lopez. Follow me on Twitter at WCJoshLopez. Like this video and subscribe. Comment below your guys' thoughts on Raw and anything you guys would like to see. And hope to talk to you guys soon. Enjoy Raw, everybody. Peace.